very good morning and welcome to Sports Recap on Hills TV. So many actions went down yesterday in the Champions League, but of course we'll be giving you all the updates as the show progresses. I am Aidnan Lubem.
And also yesterday we also saw the Nigerian under-17 side, women's side, losing to the German under-17. All of this we would be dissecting on the show this morning. I am Daniel Obasi.
Quickly beginning from the local scene as usual, where Nigeria under-17 women's team the Flamingos bowed to Germany in the 2-1 defeat in their opening Group B match at the ongoing 2022 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Marigo, India. The girls, led by Bankole Olowokere, utilized their skills as they played against the Europeans in the early stage of the game. And the game we saw them losing against the Germans.
A sad one for me, but they started off on a very good note. Wonderful free kick coming in from that lady known as Miracle Sani. But we just didn't get it right in the second half. The second half just began and we already conceding going into the next game. I know they will bounce back in the second game and even against Chile in the last game as well.
Of course, moving to the next one, where the organizers of the CAF Women's Champions League have declared there won't be any cash reward for any of the participating teams in this year's competition. The competition, which was initially proposed by the board of the former president of CAF, Ahmad, commenced last year in Morocco, with Mamelodi Sundowns ladies emerging as the winners. The second edition is set to kick off in a few weeks in Morocco, but the update coming from CAF may likely dampen the morale of the participating team. CAF once again.
I do not know what is wrong, but this is bad. For me, in all ramifications, now you increase the men's CAF Champions League prize money, increase the CAF Confederations League Cup money for the season, and now you're saying to the 8 teams that would be participating in this year's CAF Women's Champions League, and you're telling them, okay, you guys, you ladies, go and play for free, nothing attached, and even the winners, nothing attached to it. Come on, if I am a club, I would play the logistics, traveling from playing home and away matches, as well as the welfare of those players who take care of it. It is still the same club. So I don't think this is fair from CAF. I think for me, I would just say the 8 teams, the ESFA, the Tamina FC, the Bayelsa Queens, our own Bayelsa Queens, I think this 8 teams should just boycott this competition. When CAF is ready, then they should come back and tell them what they need to do.
All right. Away from that particular war now to striker Victor Osimhen is in line to make his return for Napoli in their Champions League group stage match against Eredivisie champion Ajax on Wednesday. Today, the 23-year-old has been sidelined since picking up an injury in Partenope's 4-1 win against Liverpool on September 9. The Nigerian international has missed Napoli's last 6 games as a result of the setback. Osimhen coming back to the Champions League, he has already had 1 goal in his name. What are we expecting from the Nigerian?
We're expecting the usual Osimhen back and better. That is the word I will use. But at the moment, he has to fight for his spot now. But due to the love Spalletti has for him, that might just be an edge. Raspadori is doing perfectly fine. He scored a brace last in the first leg where Napoli away from home had defeated Ajax by 6-1. So he would fight for his place. But because of the advantage he has with Spalletti love for him, he might just get that starting off again as the top 9. But for me, he has to do better. But I believe he can because he is Victor Osimhen.
I'm moving to the international scene, starting off with lawn tennis, where Emma Raducanu's partnership with coach Dmitry Tuzunov will go no further, as the Russian has decided to pursue other opportunities. Tuzunov is the first, a 4th coach to leave the team in the past 15 months, following the departures of Miguel Sierras, Andrew Richardson, and Torben Birds. Raducanu has won 8 of her 15 matches, including reaching a semi-final in Seoul last month, since starting to work with the former manager after Wimbledon. And of course, she's changing the 4th coach in 15 months. What is the future of Emma Raducanu?
First of all, I think the coaches, they know what happens with coaches under Raducanu. This is the 4th coach. Dimitri doesn't want to get to that point. He wants to leave before he's been told to leave. 15 months and you have 4 different coaches. It's not really a good step for someone who is growing really young, trying to climb up the steps in women tennis. Now, everyone expected after she won the US Open last year we're expecting that she would definitely take in the footsteps of Serena Williams, become the next big thing when it comes to women's tennis. But so far so good. Injury plagues and as well as changing of coaches has not been what has given Raducanu the very good one. But I think she needs to get her grip back. And someone said British media hype was what led to this lady getting all of this hype and all of that. For me, I think she is a good young lad that can excel in women's tennis.
But if she clashed with the Polish #1, Iga Swiatek, who do you see winning in that game?
You and I know the answer. I don't think you want to walk over it, but Iga Swiatek is in amazing form. It's good. You can't take it away from her. You have to do even more. And I think she's still more in the place of Coco Gauff. I would just want to say Coco Gauff and Emma Raducanu.
She's a young lady too.
Coco Gauff is also a young lady too. So that, if you want to put it that way, I think they are still in the same. Iga Swiatek is above all of them at the moment. #1 for a very long time. Ever since we saw the big guns leave the center stage, Iga has remained on top of the table. And talking about top of the table, we see Chelsea yesterday climbing to the top of the Group E table in the UEFA Champions League as they defeated Chelsea, AC Milan rather, by 2-0, courtesy of that wonderful penalty for Jorginho as well as Aubameyang to give Chelsea. And then the most talking point of the game was the fact that Fikayo Tomori got a red card. Most people are saying it was controversial. And also, even still yesterday, we saw Celtic are now definitely out of the UEFA Champions League. All of this happening yesterday. Copenhagen are holding Manchester City to a barren draw. We also saw Maccabi Haifa getting their first win in 20 years in the UEFA Champions League against the old ladies Juventus. Real Madrid held by Shakhtar Donetsk. What do you make of yesterday's round of games in the UEFA Champions League?
Yesterday's games really show that the Champions League is really as not ordinary football, because how will you expect a team like Manchester City to be held by a team like that, being held a barren draw, and Erling Haaland, who has been doing magic, who has been on everybody's lips in this season, was not ever able to find himself on the score sheet.
He was not part of the game. He didn't play. Only FIFA didn't even came from the bench. So you wouldn't blame Erling Haaland. He was not part of yesterday's game.
He was supposed to score with what he has given us.
No, he was not featured in the game. So how, wait, are you saying he was going to score from the bench?
He was supposed to come into the game. Pep Guardiola would have bring him into that game. And
probably because of the big one. They have to play Liverpool at Anfield over this weekend.
But is it more important than the Champions League? Will you say the Premier League, when it comes to title chases, we know Pep Guardiola is more after the Champions League than the Premier League.
But they've qualified. They have 9 points. They are top of the table, even the draw yesterday.
But he still needed to win that game yesterday, and he was not able because Erling Haaland was not part of that game. And of course, away from that particular game, other results, also Real Madrid being held at home, a very shocking result. Very shocking one. And like you said, the old ladies being defeated. Well, I think the coach, Allegri should do something to ensure that his team does not continue to suffer in that manner.
All right, talking about Allegri, most people are saying he might not just continue with his job at Juventus after losing away to the Israeli side known as Maccabi Haifa. And then also for Paris Saint-Germain, also they played at a 1-1 draw. They were the ones who got onto a very good penalty. Kylian Mbappe from the Sports getting them on the lead into the halftime break. But when they came back, Benfica came back stronger, got the equalizer, and that was how it ended at the Parc des Princes. Now, there was no Lionel Messi due to injury. Now, would you say Kylian Mbappe, reports coming in is the fact that he's not happy at PSG? Do you see him leaving in January?
Kylian Mbappe?
Yes.
Kylian Mbappe, the club really needs him. They want him. No wonder they give him so much power, and a player who has been given much like that, much is expected. So I do not really see him leaving at that point, although the likes of Real Madrid were interested in his services. All
right, interested in the services. We will get to see when the January transfer window definitely opens. Even for Cristiano Ronaldo, everyone is still saying, will he still remain at Manchester United when the January transfer windows open? But at the moment, we are just open to letting you know that you can also follow us on all our social media handles on Facebook and Instagram at Hills TV. But this is where we draw the curtain. Until we come your way next time, do not forget, I am Daniel Obasi.
And I am Aidan Lubem. Thank you for watching.